Hello and welcome back to another video, and in today's video we are going to be drawing Banana Man once again. And yeah, we're going to start with this pencil. Grab that pencil back. And yeah, we're going to be drawing little Banana Man. So we should probably actually draw him smaller than that. I don't know. Let's set up the little background first. We're going to do a little bit of a background. Was he walking on the edge of a cliff? I don't know. It's the pose. The lady's just walking on like I think that's just a curb, but I don't know. We could maybe do something interesting with that. It's not that big of a deal. We could add that part too, but I don't think it really needs that part. But yeah, if we've got the background set up there, his body's going to need to be higher, even though small Banana Man is really only about 3 pumpkins tall, so that would be correct. But we're still gonna just leave it there, and you know what? It's fine. If I have to move the background, I have to move the background. It is not that big a deal. We're going to stack him 3 pumpkins high, and then we're going to see what we need to do from there. There we go. There's 3 pumpkins high. Plus, his feet do exceed the pumpkin range, but shut up, I'm barely going to detail his feet anyways, so it doesn't matter. This is definitely a way to sketch a character. Alright, he's going to be like a freaking snowman, but that's fine. His name is Banana Man, and he wears a pumpkin on his head, so I think it'll be fine. Hold on, I did just remember perspective exists, so we do need to pay attention to that. Alright, I've been drawing a lot of torsos, kind of like that, just because I've been doing some practice with heads, and I'm like, I don't feel like doing anatomy, so let's just do that, which is honestly close enough to a torso, and I can get the perspective a little more right, and I can actually do a torso on this. I did test it. Granted, it takes a little bit of trial and error sometimes because of a skill issue, but maybe one of these days I'll stop skill issuing. How far his arm go down? Okay, arm go down to, so here, ka-chow. Get that length on the pencil, kind of, so the end of it can end like out to here, so which would be down to here. So Jesus Christ, he's got small arms. Whatever, he can have big arms. I don't give a fuck. This is strange. He doesn't get arms currently. He's not going to get any until we solve the issue of him being weirdly proportioned. I don't know, maybe it's perspective or something, and we're just gonna say that he's bigger. I mean, I can say whatever. If I want him to be bigger than this, he's bigger than this. If I want him to be smaller than this, he's smaller than this. He is, however he ends up being in this drawing. Alright, we're just gonna move the ground. Screw proportions and anatomy and all that stuff. That's annoying, and I don't want to do it. I don't want to have to, like, make sense of that stuff. Yep, sure, boom, perfect. Is it really? Fuck no, but do I care? No. He's got big, oh, I did just remember, he's got big ol', like, baggy pants on anyway, so it's not like we're gonna be able to see the anatomy, so as long as the directions are relatively correct, it'll be fine. Granted, remember, he is still a small child. Don't give him giant legs like you're currently doing. This is fine. This is fine. This is fine. This is not the perspective I was going for at all. I'm looking at the reference again, and it is not from above. I accidentally did this from above because I was so used to it. From my practice, I usually draw heads from a slight angle from above because I was struggling with drawing them from above. So I was practicing that. I forget that that's a little whoopsies. That's fine. We can change. It's the perspective has changed now. That's fine. Whatever. This is like the third time in a row. Is it? I don't know. I think it's like the third time in a row. Oh. Oh, it's gonna rain. I don't know if you'd hear that, but that was thunder. But this is like the third time in a row that I've accidentally messed up the perspective and just like, whoop-de-doo. Whatever it was you had planned is no longer the case, and the reference is no longer correct. And you're just going to have to fudge things. Which is fine. He does also have long sleeves. Not always, actually. But when he's younger, he does have long sleeves because he covers his arms. So yeah, we're still doing Small Banana Man, so we can still keep it to his character, but it is slightly wrong now. Yeah, I have no idea what I'm doing with those stupid fucking spirals. I'm gonna stop trying to do that. I keep like trying to use that because I saw a video on it and I was like, I bet I can do that. I don't understand how it works. My brain's not very wanting to use the spirals. And I'm still gonna use it even though I said I'm gonna stop using it. Does that look good? No. We're going to disregard it and start drawing the clothes now. Because I can do that. It's my drawing. I get it. I make the rules. Alright, here is the new line. And I don't know, we can make it jagged like a cliff is, right? Right, just kind of ups and downs and turns and arounds and shit like that. And then we just go, let me do the magic right here. Grab this. Bam. 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 Like that, kind of. Kind of. We'd want to do it probably more, actually, without a ruler. And a little more. Probably less straight. But I just want to put some general lines in here where they might be. Alright. See, this like more shaky is what we'd probably want to do than the straight lines that I had. Yeah, see? There, he's walking on a cliff. Why? I don't fucking know. He's Banana Man. He can do whatever he wants. He can do whatever the hell he wants. If he wants to walk on a cliff, it's up to him. I mean, he literally has no parental supervision right now. He is fully alone in the forest. Alright. That's where he lives. Alone in the forest. And how old would he be? I did draw him bigger than intended, so he is older than intended. So probably around... It happened around 9, so he's probably around 12 here, maybe? 13? I don't know, probably around 12 or 13 here. So he does have, I actually don't know. I'd never decided when he gets this, but he does have a little gnome friend that follows him from time to time. But I don't know when he actually gets that friend, so we'll just go ahead and say it was somewhere around this time. Because I never gave it a canon time, because I was like, it's not that big a deal. Alright, it is currently raining, so hopefully it doesn't get too loud. Alright, but that little gnome friend is actually a goblin, but Ant-Man just doesn't know, because he's a little dense. He had no actual, like, schooling or anything, so he's a little dense in some areas. And he thinks that it's a gnome because it does look like a gnome, because it stole a gnome's clothes and beard. But it's a goblin. Carries around a giant big sack of money. Well, it's actually a big sack of valuables. And Banana Man does actually give him a couple of things that he doesn't really get back. There's about like a maybe 50% chance he'll get back whatever it is he gives to the goblin. Because, I mean, he still is just a goblin. He wants treasure. He follows Banana Man, not because of friendship or anything, purely because Banana Man feeds him and gives him shiny things. It's the only reason he's there. Alright. Because, I mean, granted, the goblins are still, just wild animals, so... And it's not really a wild animal that can do, like, friendships and stuff. At least not the same as, like, a dog or something like that. Alright. Granted, Wimp, that's a different story. She can actually make friends and stuff, like a normal person, but that's because she's magic. Why? Because of a witch hat that she stole. All things involving goblins in my story, if they're, like, important, it all starts with them having stole something. Because, they just like shiny things. They're kind of like crows, crows really like shiny things. They really like treasure and shiny things. So they collect it. Why? I'm not entirely sure. I don't know why crows like shiny things, but maybe whoever collects the shiniest thing or something like that is like the best male in the species. I don't know, I'll come up with something. I'll come up with a reason. Alright. Now, his cloak annoys the shit out of me sometimes, because, like, it covers his arm completely, but I want to still put it over his chest. But I'm realizing now, I can't do that. If I put it over his chest, then it doesn't make sense. So I have to wrap it around his arm, but I don't like doing that. That's boring. And also, then I can't really draw the shoulder armor because it confuses me. He does have shoulder armor. I'm just not going to do it this time. Pretty much every time I draw him, I exclude at least one detail from his design because I'm just generally lazy. Alright. There. And there. It actually goes down pretty low, the cloak, but we're just gonna, just for the sake of easiness, we're just not gonna bring it down as low as it really does go. Actually, I guess, I have no idea. This perspective confuses the shit out of me, if I'm being completely honest. My brain has no idea where anything currently is, nor where anything is supposed to be going, or anything like that. I don't think I've ever actually drawn Banana Man from the side view and exposing large amounts of his body. In this outfit. And this is an outfit I fully came up with on my own, and it was a very long time ago. I don't remember what it is. I don't draw Banana Man in his little young outfit, because it's like simple and boring, but like also I don't know what it is. It's let's see, I have no idea how this would even interact with clothing. It's got like a slit down the middle, and it comes on the front and goes out. I have no idea if that makes sense whatsoever. Here, I can draw a little bit of what it looks like right here. You see that? It goes like this. Like this, basically. That's what his shirt kind of looks like. It goes up. I forgot to make those go up, but that's what his shirt looks like. I have no idea how to draw this from perspective. You know what? He has a tie right here around him. This is around his waist, because this just goes over the front and back of him. He has I've just been imagining a red or like maroon-ish colored shirt underneath there. But I don't know how to draw that. I'm not gonna do that. wasn't trained for this. I wasn't trained at all. This is all... Nobody told me how to do any of this stuff. I just been making it up all along. Actually, that's a lie. I had a decent amount of actual artists tell me what the hell to do when I started out. But that was because I got very, very lucky, and my first, one of my first, drawing videos did very well, and lots of other artists were like, hey, you should do this. Did I do that stuff? Some of it, but I didn't really know how to actually use any of the advice at that point. Because, well, I was, just starting out, so I was stupid and was like, perspective at 3/4 down the face. Yep, that makes sense. I know what that means. That was a kind of a bad example, but I generally didn't know what stuff meant, so. Alright, I don't know how much I'm gonna clean this drawing up since it is starting to rain, so I should probably quicken this up. But, I don't know. We'll finish the drawing, obviously. I'm not gonna let a little rain stop me from finishing this. His legs are very weird. It's like he's putting his leg on the ledge, wrapping it around onto his leg again, and then he's balancing on the friggin' ledge. God damn it, why is he doing that? Why are you being so stupid, Banana Man? Well, he's like 12. Cut him some slack. He's 12 with no parental supervision. No supervision from anyone but a goblin. Alright. There we go. Okay. So I'm gonna have to clean this up some because this shit makes no fucking sense logically. But I don't know how to make it make sense. His perspective is so fucked up. He's facing different directions in every single angle. Honestly, I feel like it would be faster to make this by fully scrapping the body. Am I gonna do that? No. I've already made it this far. I'm just gonna deal with it and see what happens. But I do definitely think that at this point it would probably be better to just scrap it and restart the body. And that would also mean scrapping everything else. And why do I say that, you may ask? Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure I already said it's just messed up all over. Hold on. The body is facing all kinds of different ways with the clothes on him. I drew the box, but then I started drawing his clothes on the outline of the box on accident, which was a big mistake. I shouldn't have done that. Your body is not a box. You're supposed to make it more round. Which is why lots of people don't like it when you draw boxes, but then tons of people say, hey, draw with boxes. It's all contradictory. I'd say draw with boxes. It makes perspective easier. You just need to know how, though. And I don't know how to draw this hand, especially since I went away from the reference, so I don't really have one for this hand, but it's nothing too complicated, so we'll just go like that. And it is in a glove, so I can do it a little wonky and big. Alright, yep, sure, that is fine. Not perfect. It's definitely not perfect, but it's fine. Okie dokie, let's start with this hand. This time let's start with the hand. Alright. Whoopsies. I was drawing the fingers wrong. That's fine. Pretend like you don't notice that that one's drawn wrong, okay? Okay, I'm glad we came to an agreement. Alright. Now, we draw the rest of the sleeve. How? I don't know. I'm kind of just not even paying attention to actual tension points nor where it would be, like gravity wise and shit like that. I'm just kind of drawing random lines. It doesn't make a bunch of logical sense, but it's fine. When does it ever? Alright, yeah, sure, that's fine. That's not bad. Still not a huge fan of this freaking cloak, though, because it's messed up. But it's fine. Honestly, I might just round the corners, because then I don't have to mess with the perspective as much. Yeah, sure, we'll just do that. His corners aren't really rounded, but it's fine. His cloak confuses me anyways, I already said that. Yeah, we're gonna cut the time lapse now. I have no idea how long this is, but we'll see what we can do. Alrighty, I finished it. It's not bad. There's still plenty of things proportioned wrong, but I'm still learning. I drew a little version of him way down there that just says, "Well, you're high up," because he's high up. No. Thought it was funny. Anyways, here's my little signature. There we go. And yeah, this one's good. Definitely not perfect, but I like it. See you next time.